coming straight from the cockpit. It's another episode of Lunatic Fringe with the fucking pilot.
Ready, set, go. All right, back in the can for another edition of Lunatic Fringe, Into the Void. And I know I always say that they're special, but this one is really special because I get the opportunity to talk to someone that I haven't been face-to-face with in a long time and that I have ridiculous history with in this sport. So I really want to do the catch-up and hear all these stories. So tell me, who the fuck are you and what do you do?
Well, my name is Mary Tortomasi.
Oh.
And let's see, I do whatever the fuck I want, generally.
So you and I have known each other for a little while. I met you when you were a full-time instructor at Flyaway in Las Vegas.
Yep.
How did that start? I mean, like, how did you get started in the whole extreme sports things? Because, I mean, you did a little bit of everything. You were a masseuse, you did nails, you did all this different shit.
Yeah.
How did the whole extreme lifestyle come into play?
I got my car, drove down to Flyaway, walked in the door and said, I want to work here. And, of course, since I'm a woman, they were like, well, you'd be a pretty cute front desk person. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'll do it, whatever it takes. And then they said, hey, we're going to let the whole staff try it. You should seen this place. It was brand spanking new. Beautiful blue skies. They had it even painted illustrations of the clouds and everything in the building. And it was really loud and really amazing. And I jumped in, and no kidding, I got stable. I was literally one of those people who just had a stable body.
Sure.
They didn't have to really try. And then I got to do a front flip, and I just started doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Right.
And they were like, you know what? We could probably use a girl instructor. Like, that really happened.
Sure.
So I guess I'm considered the
OG.
Really, well, somebody said that the other day, and I said, OD, or, what does OG even mean? Somebody just said that to me the other day. You're original OG, Mary.
You're original gangsta. Hell yeah.
I know. I'm like, holy shit, I think I'm the first female tunnel instructor. And now that means something because there's tunnel all over the world.
Well, now, we're talking, circa 1986, yeah?
It was 80s, yeah.
This was the first time it opened. And the funny thing is...
I was still living with my parents.
Yeah,
first
there you
job.
go.
Yeah.
Well,
I've been a lifeguard on the Strip.
I had told the story about what attracted me to Flyaway, which was I was watching, it was either Real People or That's Incredible. You remember those shows?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so it was either Real People or That's Incredible did a show in the tunnel in Las Vegas, and one of the few things that my dad and I used to always do together was watch that show, because Mom didn't like it. So whichever one of the two shows it would come on, and Dad and I would go watch it on the TV in the bedroom. And we're watching that show, and it was a preview of the wind tunnel. And I remembered seeing that as a kid and being fucking blown away, going, that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And cut to all the years later when I moved to Las Vegas in, 95, I think. And that was when the grand reopening the tunnel was.
That's right.
And I saw a fucking flyer got stuck on my car. And I pulled it out, and I was going to do the same thing with every other flyer I do, which is fuck whoever put this shit on my car and throw it away. But I took a look at the flyer, and I went, oh my God, and that memory snapped back, and the next thing you know, I'm at Flyaway, and the rest is fucking history.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I actually have this video still. Of course, it was VHS tape.
Yeah.
But, and the title is World News Tonight. So I was on World News Tonight with Hugh Rudd.
Wow.
And what they said was, they put me in the class with a group, and I had to pretend to be one of the newbies.
Students?
Yeah. But if you heard this and seen this, I literally look like I'm 10.
Right.
I'm not exaggerating.
Sure.
My mouth, my voice, everything. I'm like this deer in the headlights. And anyway, yeah. So that, yeah. Yep.
And you and I've told the story before on the podcast that I just got hooked. Robert Ogle was the first guy to take me in, and he probably fed me the same bullshit line he told everybody, oh, you're a natural. Because I ran across the street to the ATM in the jumpsuit. I wouldn't even take the jumpsuit off. I'm like, fuck you, I'm leaving it on, I'm coming right back. And ran across the street to the ATM to get more money to fly again, and he fed me you should try a skydive. Which took quite a while before I actually went and made a jump. But and I'm sure
Once you figured out you could get it for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I'm sure you remember I hounded the tunnel for ages before I got hired.
I can see you.
Oh, yeah.
There's that guy. There's that good-looking stripper and his girlfriend. Yep.
You're. I actually told you this before the podcast. You are one of the few people I'm still in contact with that remembers me when I was a stripper.
Oh, well, I remember it. How could I forget it?
Well...
And then my own boyfriend decides that he's going to try to strip. And that was the most embarrassing. I'm still embarrassed for him.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that. I'm not going to...
How could you not forget
I want to say his name so bad, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Because he's a high-profile skydiver.
Yeah,
was a high-profile... I'm not going to say it.
He was cute, and there was nothing wrong with him trying, and I thought I'd go there and support.
He may listen to this, and so it's pretty fucking funny, because we're not going to say your name, but yeah. Oh, my God.
He just had to try it.
When I got him up on the stage, and he just, he wasn't designed for that career. No. Yeah. So, at any rate, you and I ended up working in the tunnel for a long time. How did we become a team? How did that happen?
Well, I'll tell you. Here's my thoughts on it. The crazy part is that we had way more confidence than we should have.
Yeah.
And that came from, I think, just doing it. You know, so... we get our license, I think maybe really, truly, we got our license pretty close to the same time.
Yeah.
And then Damien Hertica comes in with his skyboard, and he decides to fly it in the tunnel. And I had never even heard of skysurfing, and he broke it pretty quickly. He just landed it half on the pad, half on the net. And long story short, we taped it back. He walked out, he threw it, left it there. We taped it together and got on it. At least I got on it, and because I was willing to fly anything. I think we flew. What are those? Where you lay on them in your boogie boards.
Yeah. Oh, we flew everything in that fucking tunnel.
Yeah.
That's the thing is people that fly modern tunnels don't realize how much they missed out on for the old days.
Yeah.
We got away with fucking everything in that tunnel. We did so much shit that you could never do in these tunnels now. Flying boards, it wasn't powerful enough to fly head down, so one of our mutual friends and your ex built the harness system to be able to fly head down.
Yeah.
We'd have the tunnel wars where somebody'd end up bloody every fucking time. I mean,
what was it, King of the Air?
King of the Tunnel. Yeah, that's. I mean, I ended up bloody a couple times. You remember when I broke my nose because I was trying to show off without a helmet on?
Well, and yeah, I mean, you showed up with a helmet, a camera helmet.
Yes, I did.
So that's how it really got started. I was like, so I'm flying the board. You decided to start making money in the sport, skydiving, and built a helmet. And of course, you had to try it in the tunnel first.
Yep.
And then we're like, well, shit, we should just team up and compete. There's competitions in skydiving, apparently. I mean, it was like, what do we have, 10 training jumps, real training jumps? And we competed in nationals, which is...
Well, I think we had maybe 10
more.
or 20 training jumps when we went and did the Perris Valley Challenge Cup.
Oh, that was what it was. That was the first comp.
So we did the Perris Valley Challenge Cup, and we took the silver medal.
Right.
In the Challenge Cup. And I don't think either of us had any idea what we were getting into. But we were training in the wind tunnel.
Well, the funny thing is we just kind of copied some of the real... competitors, their routine, and we modified it just a bit. Hey, I think I could do that.
Oh yeah,
like docking and inverted. You were gonna what do we call it? What did they
Carving,
under overs?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. We did all that stuff.
Yeah, just look back and you'll go into the helicopter and
Well, that was the way to do it, though. Yeah. Well, and then it almost seemed like before you knew it, we were at the nationals, and I think we probably had less than 100 jumps together.
We definitely
probably actually closer to 50 jumps together with you on the board.
Yeah.
We only had one routine.
Yeah.
That was it. We had one routine, and I've told this story a number of times because we end up going and we're sitting at Elsinore for the 98 Nationals, and they're reading the list of competitors, and they got to skysurfing, and in the intermediate category for skysurfing, we have Team Flyaway with Mary Tortomasi and Dean Ricky, and then silence. And we're like, fuck, we're the only team competing. And then and in open skysurfing, we have Firestarter out of Perris Valley with Craig O'Brien and Tanya Garcia.
Yeah.
And silence. And everybody's kind of looking around, and the guy asked, he's all, no, you held up your hand. And you're like, hey, would it be possible for us to change and compete open? And the crowd went fucking nuts. Everybody started screaming and clapping and yelling and everything. So we were supposed to be an intermediate team. But there were only fucking 2 teams that showed up for open and intermediate. So we ended up competing in the open against arguably the world's greatest skysurf team, Craig and Tanya. And one of my best memories of any time we ever skysurfed was being on the plane with them and Craig giving me camera tips and Tanya giving you skysurfing tips on the way up during competition. It was fucking epic.
Okay, now my recall is a little bit different. I have to tell you.
All right, please do, because I've done a lot of drugs in my life.
Right? I'm like, there were more than 2 teams.
No.
Yeah. There's 3 teams actually, and they wouldn't let it happen if it was just 2. So we legitimately we worked for that second place finish. And the other thing is, I don't remember Tanya giving me any. And the reason why is because I remember kind of going over and looking at, trying to sneak looks at what she was doing, you know, on that when they were watching their training jumps. And it wasn't her. Actually, I want to say it was Oliver. I think it was Oliver. I'm pretty sure it was Oliver that I said we were talking about helicopters.
Huh.
And they basically said this: you have to spin it faster to get it straight.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they kind of like, you know,
wobble.
With a little bit of wobble, but to get it to be straight, vertical, or inverted and beautiful, you had to spin it faster.
Right.
So I purposely was whipping my arms and trying to get as fast as I could. And Tanya took note. And now this might be in the Challenge Cup. We had like quite a few.
Challenge Cup, we had a number of competitors.
There was a lot of people.
There was like 6 or 7 teams, and we took second place. Yeah.
Yeah. That one was legit, man. Those people.
Medals hanging right there.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, going on.
Now, actually, you can hopefully either confirm or tell me the correct story. Same competition. We actually had like the rock star load, and we were the same people all the time. It was Arizona Airspeed all the way up by the cockpit, doing 8-way, I think. It was Omar and his cameraman. He was doing freestyle.
Yeah.
Then it was Craig and Tanya and you and me.
Yeah.
And I believe it was probably the second or third load, and we're about halfway up, and Airspeed's in the back of the plane doing their, dirt dive, eyes closed, white gloves flashing around all over the place. And I vividly remember Tanya yelling, "Hey, Airspeed, you'd hate to fuck this up," something along those lines, during one of the loads. And I've told this story literally 100 times, if not more. I vividly remember.
She's like giving him shit.
Yeah, she's giving him shit. Hey, Arizona Airspeed, you'd hate to fuck it up, because they're in the middle of that super intense fucking dirt dive that they do in the plane.
Like you'd never say that now.
Exactly. And I remember thinking that was just the funniest thing that I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And that was also when we got my favorite picture of any of the times that we'd been jumping, and that was the sunset picture over the famous Elsinore Hole.
Right.
But because of where I was sitting on that picture, all you see is you on the board in this sea of clouds and this ridiculous sunset. What you don't see in the picture is that there's a massive hole over Lake Elsinore right below us.
When you look at that picture, those clouds, forget about clouds. That is thick.
Yeah.
It's
no joke.
It doesn't even make sense. Yeah,
no joke.
That picture turned out to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And that me trying to sit back on that board I remember that was like the toughest thing for me to actually figure it out,
We were, I think you were right though. We were just too stupid to know we shouldn't be doing what we were doing, and we actually did pretty fucking well.
We did do well, and we were getting better.
Yeah.
And well, anyway.
Well, I think part of, and I don't know about you, but part of what took the joy out of that was also right around the time that Vic Papadoto passed away.
Right.
So when Vic died, I ended up actually. The only reason that I ever got hired to shoot video at Skydive Las Vegas was because there was an open camera slot because Vic passed away.
Oh, no.
That's why I ended up getting that job. And knowing that at the time the X Games champion cameraman had just died, kind of took the joy out of it.
Yep.
It just took the shine off the penny for me in regard to skysurfing, because Vic was a friend. He was a super close friend to Sammy Popovs, who you and I both knew very, very well and worked with and jumped with regularly. And it had a huge effect on the Vegas community.
Completely.
It was a fucked up time, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that was a life-changing everything. Well, for me, I have to step back. Meeting Rob Harris
Right.
and having him as my inspiration. I don't know if you know this, but you know how it wasn't like, you knew what who your classes were. It was like a rotation, and I ended up with a world champion skysurfer
Right.
in my class. And Rob's like, you got the world champion skysurfer in your class today. I'm like, what? World champion skysurfer?
Yep.
And I had literally just flown that board in the tunnel. And I was like, what's skysurfing? Okay, it's cool. And I go to him all cocky, hey, I just rode that. You want to fly your board in the tunnel? You want to fly your board in our tunnel? And he's shaking his head at me like I have two heads, And he's like, no, not really.
Right.
And anyway, all that to say, I'm like, well, hey, I want to be the future female sky surf champion.
Right.
He started laughing. He goes, well, come to Arizona. I think he just moved to Arizona. Come to Arizona and I'll work with you. And then he dies. And then he freaking dies 2 months later. Talk about, that was my first loss
Reality
in the
check.
sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that was fucked up too. For anybody that doesn't know the story or doesn't remember the name Rob Harris, he was arguably the greatest skysurfer, definitely of his age in that sport.
The humble champion, too.
And he was just, if you pull up any of the videos that are still circulating out there, the guy was just a joy to watch on the board. And he got hired to do a Mountain Dew commercial. And went and did this Mountain Dew commercial, and they had a whole bunch of issues. Anybody in skydiving knows that shit seems to come in multiples. So you'll have not just one thing goes wrong, but multiple things go wrong. And I think on that jump, he had clouds roll in. They were jumping lower than they were expected, and all kinds of just different small things were going wrong.
Well, it was an intentional cutaway.
Yeah.
Rigged up.
Yeah, because it was a Mountain Dew commercial.
Or I'm sorry, a malfunction. It was intentional malfunction.
Right, and it was mirroring a James Bond movie. Yeah?
Right. Yeah. Not even on the board.
Yeah, and it was Rob and Joe Jennings shooting the video, and I think Joe has been interviewed since saying that he had seen Rob deal with much worse situations.
Yeah.
But they had changed the exit altitude and all these things, and unfortunately that jump ended up taking his life. And I remembered
the ceiling down lower. Yeah.
And I remember I had seen the commercial, the Mountain Dew commercial, because they had used what they had gotten and made the commercial, because Mountain Dew didn't give a fuck.
So they got the shot.
Yeah.
But they wanted to do it one more time.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, the ceiling came down, and he cut away out of sequence is what happened. And landed on the line stretch.
See, I'll tell you what, that's the thing with our sport too, right? It doesn't matter how fucking high end you are, man, the basic shit can get you sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
People that don't think that drilling emergency procedures and stuff on a regular basis is important, you're fucking wrong, because Rob Harris was as pro as you get.
Yep.
I mean, look at how many high-end pros we've lost doing the shit that they've been doing for a long time.
Well, there's usually a sequence of events, isn't there?
Well, what do you think? I mean, skysurfing almost seemed cursed.
Yeah, because we lost.
What was Craig Hunter? Patrick, and Patrick's was bizarre as well. I mean, he stitched his fucking mane into the container.
Yeah.
And we're talking about one of the most pioneering guys in the sport. He invented not just skysurfing, wingsuiting.
Yeah. He was the pioneer for wingsuit, no doubt about it.
And for him
amazing talent.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And for him to pass away doing that, and then who was Adrian, his right-hand man, ends up dying doing something the same way.
Well,
Fuck
to me, out of all the people in skysurfing, related in some way, the topper for me was when Jerry Loftus, who was the manufacturer of surf flight boards.
Yeah.
And he goes in on his board. And he hit the ground on a line stretch. But anyway, all that to say, I guess the deal is that he took the time to chop the board, which wasn't, something you're supposed to do. It basically, you after that, I was like, I'll never chop that board. I'm going to just try to deal with my malfunction.
Yeah.
But taking the time to chop the board first, then your main, then deploy his reserve, he ran out of time.
So, I mean, I know that every once in a while I hear that there's like a resurgence for skysurfing.
I can tell you all about that.
And I don't know about you, but for me, I look back and I see the level that guys like Sean McCormick got to and the moves that they were doing. And I think you and I talked about this before. When he came up with the Invisible Man move, sky surfing was no longer feasible as a competition in my eyes because you got to be fucking mental to duct tape your arms together so that you can pull this move. Who's going to do that? You know?
Duct tape his arms. I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
but
so
okay.
he was doing the invisible man move, so he did that spin standing up that was so fast he blurred. But the first time he did it, of course, the only way to stop the spin is to extend your arms out, and he blew out all the blood vessels in his hands and could barely pull. So his solution to that was like his, Walmart version of a compression suit like the fighter jocks use, and he duct taped his arms so that when he put his arms out, all the blood wouldn't pool in his hands. That's a little too hard.
Yeah, I remember the blood cells or the blood vessels in his eyes. That was apparently. But anyway, all that to say, he's actually one of the people been flying the board lately and doing some, I don't know if you've seen it, but
I haven't.
Oh, he did this cool jump where he decided that he was going to jump in conditions most skydivers don't jump in, which was a thunderstorm on a board. Yeah. That one with lightning and the whole bit in the back. Pretty crazy. And then Kibi's the one who's flying his board on a regular basis in Eloy. He's flying it. And Sammy and I, we've all been approached by some people who are, like, when you say resurgent, it's last year I must have had 5 people contact me about getting coaching, and I was going to actually do it in the tunnel, write about it. Well, Kibi ended up beating me to it, writing a story, which is good. I'm really glad he did. Yeah. But I do think that with really not much effort, we could bring it back. I'm just not sure it should come back.
Yeah.
And not because it was amazing. I mean, fortunately for me, I didn't really experience anything sketchy.
No, you and I had a really smooth run of it.
Compared to what I've heard, you know. But nobody had ever gone in on board except for Jerry. And Jerry, anyway. Yeah, looking at that picture is pretty cool. It's like, I know that moment.
Oh, yeah.
And that was nationals, definitely.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember that vividly. I remember clicking the shutter on that shot thinking, I fucking got it. Because we went and we did the one jump where we had somebody shoot outside video for us, and we got a couple of cool pictures of that stuff. And then we went and did this jump after the competition's over. I remember vividly clicking that picture going, I don't care how bad the spot is. I can't believe I just got that shot. And this, for anybody that's listening, we're talking back when it was 35 millimeter film. There was no digital to confirm that you had it. I had to wait until that fucking roll of film came from the lab to make sure that I had gotten the shot. Mm-hmm. This was a long, you had to tape your cameras to keep getting tape flutter and shit. This was back in the day. Well,
I'll tell you what. There's still a few moves I really, really wanted to do. I still want to get, and I wasn't really ready to stop. But I think that a lot had happened to people that were somehow related in one way or another. Like you said, Vic Papadato, amazing talent, and
a sweetheart.
And even Troy Hartman quit really flying the board.
Yeah.
And it just kind of stopped. But there are people that like constantly say, that was the coolest discipline in the sport of skydiving.
It was really, really cool, and it was very, very unique in it, and it was also the first step into mainstream media with the X Games and stuff.
Oh, man.
I mean,
and no kidding. And we're like, there's finally an avenue to make money for skydivers. Yeah.
Of course, nowadays it's swooping is the big thing. Swooping's going to get there. Of that, I have no doubt. And swooping... unlike sky surfing, swooping is very spectator friendly because it happens where people can watch.
Right.
Whereas, with sky surfing, they had to have the damn huge ground to air things, and people were going to watch a competition, but you still got to watch TV to see it happen.
Right.
So it was very much a skydiver inclusive kind of sport.
Yeah. The one that shocked me is wingsuiting. We were right there watching it coming.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, thought to myself, this won't do any better than Sky. It was I way wrong.
Oh, right.
And now they're jumping mattresses.
Right? That's what it looks like.
Well, I have a Birdman, too.
Do you?
I was one of the first wingsuiters. In fact, here's a story for you. Love this story. Annie Helliwell, myself, Raider Ramstead, and Tom Falzone. And Tom Falzone said, I think I got a sponsor, and I want to do a wingsuit team.
Mm-hmm.
Team. This is before Red Bull.
Right.
And we're over at Elsinore, and once again, here I am with like a few jumps, and now I'm going to go from a few jumps in a wingsuit to a team
that
does demonstrations. Wingsuit demonstration team.
Right.
That's what the Red Bull's doing now.
Oh yeah.
And I thought it's amazing how he had that foresight. But anyway, all that to say, yeah. The Birdman too.
Yeah.
How many wingsuit jumps do you have, Dino?
None.
What?
I've never jumped one.
Come on. You're
I've
a
never
pilot.
Yeah, but
you are the plane.
The thing with me is
when you're in the wingsuit.
About the time I probably would have started jumping the wingsuit was also when I started flying and
Yeah.
started flying jumpers, and this was also when not just the knowledge of flying wingsuits, but the etiquette involved in doing it so that it doesn't disrupt operations wasn't there yet. So for the first couple of years that I was flying wingsuiters, I fucking hated anybody I saw with a wingsuit.
I'll never forget witnessing a wingsuiter go out of one of the Twin Otters at Perris and hit the stabilizer.
Oh yeah.
And proceeded to fly away from the drop zone. And we weren't quite sure if it was because he got kind of dinged in the head or what, or he just was too embarrassed to come back and find out what he had done to that airplane. But yeah, no, I completely understand that. That's for sure.
You know, it was one of those things. And then when the experience and the skill and the etiquette came into it, I was just so busy with flying.
Yeah.
You know, and now I've said it before on the podcast. I'm a reborn fun jumper.
Yeah.
Because you would know better than anybody. I started jumping and went straight to work.
Yeah.
You know, so I was shooting videos for a couple thousand jumps. You and I did however many jumps we did doing the skysurf thing, and it was either video shooting video shooting tandems, or throwing drogues.
Yeah.
For thousands and thousands of jumps.
Yeah.
So I never was a fun jumper, you know,
I
or for a
know.
very, very short period of time.
I know.
You know, and
Yeah.
it wasn't until a couple of years back that I had taken a 4-year break.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I don't think this is. I'm just gonna fly planes from now on.
I will tell you this. You really need to try.
One of these days I will.
Just one. And here's the thing. I had 10 minutes of instruction at the Free Fall Convention. I love that. The first one, I wish I could remember this guy's name, and because he was an amazing guy. A lot of people knew him. And he's like, oh, yeah, I put it on. It fit me. Couldn't believe it. I've got that picture. And then he goes, okay, here's how you do it. Bring both hands in. That makes sense, right?
Right.
You're not counterbalancing.
Sure.
Both hands. If you have to counterbalance, you got to bring both hands back to that putt on both sides, and then you pull.
Yeah.
You get small for a second, then open. You know, and then you got to release your zippers, and that was about it.
Right.
Second one, he goes, check this out. We jumped out of the tailgate of the Sky Van, and he goes, all you have to do is go forward, right?
Right.
Guess what happens when you go forward? Perfect gainer
Yeah.
without any effort.
Right.
Perfect gainer. It's the coolest feeling ever.
Awesome.
And it took it, and then of course you just drop a little wing and you're flying. It's
Sure.
flying. That's what
Sure.
you're a pilot. You would be like,
Oh,
holy
I'm
shit,
sure I'd love
I
it.
am the airplane.
I'm sure
Yeah.
I'd love it. Well, and I've had pilot friends that have done wingsuit jumps, and absolutely,
And what do they say?
They loved it.
Is that what they say? Okay.
And I have no doubt that I would love it, but part of me just hasn't gotten around to it, and the other part of me really doesn't really want to find something that I'm going to enjoy that much.
Well, and the other thing, I actually don't want to encourage you because I don't like that they are like mattresses now, and they're like ribbed and stiff wings.
Well, they're so high performance now.
This is what I'm saying, and I just think that, it's like just taking it to a whole nother level.
Well, modern wingsuits can climb. They fly up. I watch these guys. As a matter of fact, the
Wow.
podcast that I just released is with guys that go by the name of Nick and Matt, the Nick and Matt Show.
Okay.
And they're absolutely phenomenal wingsuit pilots. They'll flare these wingsuits, and they're going up 500-600 feet.
I believe it.
Fuck me. Are you kidding me?
Well,
They've got enough power in those suits to go back up.
Yeah. The other thing that blew my mind is, hello, now you have to have a certain parachute to wear with
Sure.
a wingsuit.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, when is it going to stop?
Well,
Yeah.
and the wingsuits now are the price of fucking canopies.
This one,
you
yeah,
know,
all
used
of
to be.
it,
So
all of it.
I kind of, I've almost shied away from it just because I know
All that.
I'd absolutely love it. And
Yeah,
it would,
you have an addictive personality. I
of
can
course.
see you going
Yeah,
off
it
completely.
would cost me a fucking fortune, and then I just don't have the time to dedicate to getting
All
good at
right.
it. So now I'm just gonna suck at it and do dangerous shit.
You're off the hook.
I've I've done enough dangerous shit. So, it's an appealing idea, but we'll leave it to an idea.
Okay.
So now we'll backtrack quite a bit. You and I started working in the tunnel together. We formed the team. I started jumping. You started jumping. Obviously, we did all that stuff.
Team Flyaway.
Yeah, Team Flyaway for a while anyway. I mean, we did a few competitions, and then I continued on working and eventually moved out of Vegas, where it all started. But you ended up going down to Perris.
Yeah. Hey, before we move on or go down that rabbit hole, I just got to say to your podcasting audience, Dino is a natural athlete. When I think about this guy and his determination, and how he didn't even flinch. He just went in there and he's just a natural. But my vision of Dino wearing his camera helmet in the tunnel and flying out of the wind stream, okay, head first, as fast as he could in a wing, camera suit, and then doing a gainer off the wall back into a wind stream that didn't have a wall on the other side, and nail it.
I remember that.
Like, I just think about how bold you were and how you would just throw these things, and it was just like right on. And then for us to both be able to navigate a 12-foot wind stream without walls that you could fall off anytime, me on my board and you flying a camera helmet. I mean, that was pretty cool times. It was just as much fun, if not more fun, in the tunnel as it was being in free fall with you.
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, I remember getting very used to and comfortable with flying in the tunnel in a wingsuit with my feet out of the air. Like, my feet are just in nothing. There's no lift at all to my feet, and I knew if I backed up 6 inches more, I'm out of the airstream. I'm going to fall.
Well, see, what most people don't realize is that, we might not have had actual skydives, but we got to go in the wind tunnel so we could spend
hours.
Yeah, at a time.
Well, and this was back when they would let us fly ridiculous amounts. I mean, how many staff flights did we have that were an hour long at least?
I don't know. I didn't take advantage of them.
Oh, my God. We'd just turn on the air and go leave both doors open and just dive into the air.
You guys were too crazy for me.
We'd fly until somebody puked.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so you'll remember this, and this was one of the really cool things about that wind tunnel and how I think it got undersold and the skill of flying that tunnel. And I've often said it, I'm like, modern day tunnel flying is very much body flying, but there it was body and suit flying. Mm-hmm. You had to know how to fly those suits.
Yeah.
So you'll remember this. The Flyboys showed up at the wind tunnel.
Yeah.
Now, you and I had by then been watching them on the Chronicles videos, and it's weird to use the word hero talking about somebody that's younger than you, but they were heroes.
Yeah.
They were. I mean, Fritz and Eli and Mike, they were fucking heroes. They were gods in the sky. And next thing you know, they're in our wind tunnel. Yeah. Because fuck them, this is our tunnel. And they sucked.
Yeah.
They were falling out of the wind stream and bouncing off the walls. And so you and I got to school the Flyboys in the tunnel, which was the most amazing thing ever.
They loved us.
Yeah. And then we went down to Perris Valley. And you and I got to do a couple of jumps with the Flyboys, all three of them in the air. So it's you and me, Mike, Fritz, and Eli, and we land from the first ever time we did a jump with them, and they're laughing at us, and we don't know why they're laughing. And I think it was Eli that said, we can tell you come from the tunnel, because you guys, no matter head down or head up, you guys fall straight fucking down. You don't move at all.
Yeah.
So we didn't know how to track on our heads, because fuck you, the air stops 12 feet away.
Exactly.
You can't keep flying that direction. No. I'll never forget that, is having the Flyboys in our tunnel and watching them just flail and kick, and it was so great.
You know what? I mean, I could go down the list of the cool people I've met those years, like Bill Booth. Oh, yeah. And him braiding his beard.
Braiding his beard to get in the tunnel.
Yeah. And then when we got out, he goes, I owe you beer for my first two-way tunnel flight.
Right.
Yeah. And, I remember the guy packed like a pro dude.
Yep.
He shows up. Everybody showed up because basically what happened was that when the tunnel was originally built, it was only open for a few years before they built the first franchise, which was in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Right.
And then Vegas closed.
Yep.
So all that to say, years go by, that tunnel in Tennessee had remained open all those years. And then all he had to do is drop an engine in the Vegas silo because they never tore down the building.
Right.
And next thing you know, the tunnel's coming back, Yep. And it was just by chance somebody said, well, that tunnel's coming back. It's opening back up.
We had so many people come through there. I remember
Billy Weber was the pack like the pro guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
We had
and he taught us how to pack upstairs.
Dan Osmond, the superstar rock climber. I got to fly him in the tunnel. Everybody went through the Vegas tunnel for a while. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was a great way to learn. I mean, I graduated AFF in 5 jumps because of that tunnel.
Or less.
Yeah, because by the time I got to my AFF, I had flown for hours in the tunnel.
Well, it was AFP, single jump master,
Yep.
and I remember my one tandem they made me do. I was doing freestyle tees, spinning the tandem as a passenger. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you were still working in the tunnel when myself and Kevin Love took Ray Kubiak on his first jump, and he did the same thing. He was doing style tees and shit in free fall, and of course, as anybody that's heard Ray's podcast or knows Ray, went on to become probably one of the greatest tunnel flyers.
You know that I
planet.
got to spend last January with him.
Did you?
In Virginia Beach. I got to judge freestyle. I'm a judge now.
Really?
Yeah, and so nationals at the tunnel, Virginia Beach Tunnel, which is his tunnel.
Right.
And it was funny. He and I were talking about it. But see, because I have to tell you something. I have a vivid memory of a lot of different things. And you know what I remember about that?
What?
Him being a booty flyer. He had the worst arch.
Oh, yeah, he
was
stuck his
arching
ass up.
Yeah.
He'd go head first into the wall how many times? I told
Yeah.
him that on the podcast. I'm like, you were the worst fucking student I ever had because you're 6'3" and
Yeah.
skinny and you had shit body position.
Yeah, and who knew that he would end up, and he laughs, and it's so true. He had the shittiest body position.
Oh, yeah, but he's such...
He wasn't a natural.
No, not at all. But holy shit, did he went next level. I mean, he's arguably one of the greatest and honestly one of the most influential tunnel flyers on the planet.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Who knew? Yeah, that stoner stoner dude was
Right.
oh god, that we were the old school then.
Right?
Not old school. I just OG. I'm gonna go back to the OG.
Fuck did that happen?
We were the original OGs.
I remember, well, because that's when I was transitioning from working in the tunnel to going to Boulder City, but I was still stripping in the club, and I would have to come to the wind tunnel after having been in the strip club until 4 a.m., and I had to be there for first class in the morning in the tunnel, bleary-eyed and
Okay,
fucking
so that
exhausted.
explains all of it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really realize what you were doing coming to work. I'm looking at you and I'm like, are we really working together? Or am I just doing all the work?
No, wiped out and
Luckily,
fucking
we weren't busy.
exhausted because I was still stripping full time.
Yeah, no, I don't think I realized that. I just remember you and Red Bull.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And me being worried that you were like
lots of Red Bull and
gonna
exhausted.
take yourself out.
Yeah. Well, and then shortly after that, I got fucking fired.
What would you get fired for? I don't even remember.
I still to this day I was never given a good reason.
Yeah.
Well,
not by Gary though.
Yeah. Well, no. Gary didn't have the balls to do it himself. Gary made poor Keith, the brand new guy.
It was Keith.
Keith was the brand new manager, and he was told to let me go. And
well, he let me go.
Did he?
Keith let me go.
Well, you know what the thing was? I think part of it was because we were OG, we were getting paid a lot more money.
Yeah.
So we were actually making a decent wage.
Oh yeah, they posted a schedule, and then so I said I was off, so I went jumping. I had my board and went jumping. Next thing I knew, I get a call at the drop zone because we didn't have cell phones, and they said, "Tell Mary that she should probably stop by the tunnel. She was supposed to be in today." No show, no call, no show, no job, he said, that asshole.
Ooh.
Fuck you, Keith. Excuse my Italian, but I'm still pissed off about
let it go.
that.
Let it go. Yeah. This is a no-holds-barred podcast.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm pretty honest with my feelings anyway.
Yeah, well, you and I are both
He was a prick. Sorry, that guy I didn't deserve that for nothing.
You and I are both so quiet, reserved, and good at holding back. That's one of the reasons we made such a good team, because we're both fucking loudmouth Italians.
Yeah.
So, at any rate, I ended up leaving Vegas eventually and heading to Cross Keys, even though I had parted way with the tunnel.
I was so jealous. See how that works? How sometimes if it wasn't for that, maybe you would never went, right?
Oh, no, it should have been that way.
You went off, Sam went off, everybody, like the whole thing just changed, the whole dynamics.
But the next thing you know, you went off to what was our Shangri-La. We were so lucky. Remember Jason that would fly us out there?
Yep.
So
yeah.
We were so lucky that we had a buddy of ours, a guy by the name of Jason, that was building his hours because he wanted to become a professional pilot. So he was flying this 206 around that I think he owned with his dad, and he flew us down to Paris quite a few times. So we had a plane that would fly us from Vegas to Perris Valley so that we could go jump for the day and train. Oh fuck, that was ridiculous.
Well, so the question is, or one thing, PIA. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, please, PIA.
PIA, which is Parachute Industry. They had a DZO conference.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
I remember that.
Yep, and once again, we never knew who we were going to end up in our classes. Next thing I know, I'm staring at 10 DZOs in front of me that are all going to try out the wind tunnel. I'm going to be their instructor.
Yeah.
And Ben and Pat Knatzer.
Yeah.
Were my students. They were part of that group. And by the way, not all DZO drop zone owners know how to skydive.
They sucked.
No, but I just assumed.
No, you don't have to be nice. They fucking sucked.
Oh my gosh.
It was bedlam. I remember watching
work.
I remember watching that from the fucking windows thinking these guys own drop zones? Holy fuck.
You and me both. But anyway, they still had a good time, and Ben and Pat said, "Hey, if we ever build a wind tunnel, we want you to come work for us." And of course I appreciated that.
Sure.
Little did I ever think that they'd actually do it.
Well, come on.
Let alone a next generation tunnel 10 times better. Another part about that was the reason that new tunnel opened, a new design in Florida.
No.
You don't know?
No.
Bill Kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'll remind you, and you're going to go, oh, yeah. So Bill Kitchen, amazing man who had this really cool ride called the Sky Screamer. He was building at Vegas became the family. They were trying to do the family thing instead of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And they built a theme park.
Right.
Somebody came up with a great idea of MGM theme park. And here's this big Sky Screamer, which is like this thing that they winch you up and you
swing.
Pull the cable and you swing. Well, that was Bill Kitchen's design. He went all over the world building those. While they were building it, they brought their whole crew to fly it, the tunnel. So I don't know if you were gone. Maybe you were gone.
I may have been gone because, I don't remember this.
Oh, yeah. So that's how. So I ended up being his instructor. And he got inspired because our tunnel, he couldn't wear his regular jumpsuit.
Right.
He had to wear a big, baggy, vented suit to get lift. And next thing you know, what came out of that was that guy got inspired to re-engineer the wind tunnel design.
Christ. How
and the rest is history. Anyway, so go on.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's bizarre how it all ties in. I mean, you and I came up in the sport in such a perfect fucking time.
I know.
So many things were popping off.
Yeah, it was all supposed to happen.
Yeah, between the wind tunnel and sky surfing and wingsuiting and new canopies coming out all at the same time. I mean, we came out as it was, swooping was just becoming a thing. I mean,
it was cool. Paris was the place for that, too.
Oh, yeah. We were going down for fucking Mecca, and we had such cool people. I mean,
Vegas in the house.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember spending quite a few nights in Jerry's trailer.
In
the fucking in the ghetto, and and getting stoned in Jerry's trailer in the ghetto, watching the very first ever episode of South Park before we'd pass out and then wake up the next morning.
And you're laughing your asses off.
Oh yeah,
what? No way can this be real.
Oh,
like cartoons that would say that or do that.
So good when you've got Santa Claus calling Jesus Christ a fucking pussy. I mean, come on, how much better does it get?
Classic.
Well, so that was our Mecca. That's where you and I went to train, and that was, I remember being terrified and really intimidated at Perris Valley because it was so big. And then I went down there. Yeah. My very first trip down there, we went down with a group of people, and one of the instructors from Vegas, I had my first ever malfunction on a rig that he had packed, but the trip before that, I had broken my leg on his rig.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, you can fly my little
well, that's it. He's
fast canopy.
You can borrow my rig. It's really, I'm like, what's in it? He's like, don't worry, it's docile.
Oh, my gosh.
I had, 30 jumps, and he gave me a Turbo Z165, which was a hybrid ZP F111 canopy that flew faster with the brakes set than anything I'd ever flown full flight. And I panic flared and snapped my leg.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
crazy.
Being the true idiot that I was, got on the next load.
Did you really?
I jumped again.
I do. I was there that day.
Yeah, with my leg swelling up until I couldn't bend it anymore, and I still exited the airplane going, well, fuck, I better nail this landing, which I did.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, trial by fire.
No kidding.
So yeah, I was Perris made me nervous for a long time.
I know, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was very intimidating to go down to Perris and jump, and I finally got comfortable with the bigger drop zone and with the Twin Otters and stuff. But you loved that place.
They had amazing parties.
Yeah, see, I never experienced any of the Perris parties.
You know, I did my first naked jump there. It's still my only naked jump there.
Really?
Yeah, on a skyboard.
Nice.
Visualize that one.
Could that be the first and only ever fully nude skysurf?
Well, there's only one thing. I actually wasn't nude.
That's right. You were wearing that Halloween costume with the big fucking 10-inch cock on it.
Okay, it was more realistic than that. But
No.
Yes, it was, because I formed that thing out of a nylon.
Yeah, no, it had a massive hog on it.
Well, okay, so all that to say, I won the Halloween costume.
Of course.
Contest, and they never did publish any of those images, but oh man, I'll never forget the sitting on the Flyboys, Mike Ortiz's lap in that jumpsuit, and I told Dan Cook, I go, hey, and make an announcement, Mary's making her first naked skydive, you know, the whole thing, you got to be naked.
Right.
People like to do naked jumps. Well, nobody looks good at 120.
Nothing.
Remember in the tunnel in Vegas, we used to let the guys, of course, would let the stripper chicks
And the porn stars every year they'd come through.
That's right.
Yeah.
They could fly in the tunnel for free or skydive.
Yeah,
They
as
went
long
topless,
as it was naked.
And none of them looked good
No.
at 120.
No.
But anyway, fast forward. We went down another rabbit hole.
It's all right. It's all about the rabbit holes.
Right.
It's good.
I'm in.
Well, now, so you end up down in Perris Valley with, the creme de la creme, and you and I went different directions as far as our jumping goes. You took off the board and started coaching and doing the tunnel stuff and doing a lot of belly stuff. And I obviously was chucking drogues and shooting video forever. But you started doing big ways.
Yeah.
What are the big ways you've got under your belt now?
I have 4 world records.
Nice.
Actually, it might be even 5 by now. I just, the truth is, when you say a world record, it's one thing to do the world's largest, which currently is 181 women. And we raised $1 million for breast cancer research. So
cool.
Jump for the Cause. The best part about Jump for the Cause is I helped inspire a documentary about it called Pink Skies, the movie.
Nice.
And that movie ended up winning a worldwide film festival acclaim. It was our 10-year anniversary last year, so another inspiration was building a pink ribbon in honor of that 10-year anniversary, since we weren't going to go any bigger. But yeah, 181 women, 31 countries it took, because women are only 20% of the sport of skydiving.
Sure.
So 181 women, 31 countries, and $1 million. It's a pretty good amount of money for only 200 women.
Damn right.
Yeah. So, and then we've done some other women's records. I did get the opportunity to go to Thailand.
That's right. You were
2006.
on the big.
Yeah, 2006. Went to Thailand with 500 skydivers for the 400 way out of C-130s, and was sponsored by the king of Thailand, who was totally supportive of the skydivers. I mean, I'm going to tell you that something's crazy. 400, and that will probably never ever be beat. Just
for logistics alone. Yeah, I completely agree. I think that's one of the things that I talked to a few different people about. I had Dan BC on and a few other people, and a lot of people had said the same thing, that it's not a matter of being able to build the jump for the skydivers, it's the lift capacity.
Yeah.
There's just logistically,
the
it's
US
a
will
fucking
never
nightmare.
do that.
No, God, no.
No.
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, I mean, the amount of money that goes into putting up 100 jumpers alone on one airplane,
right.
Let alone, can you imagine this? The funny part about this, that whole event was watching C-130s fly in formation.
Yeah.
I mean, what C-130 pilot would ever, in his wildest dreams, think about flying next to another one? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think
it was Craig Gerard I talked about, because he was there for that as well.
Yeah.
And he was saying that's exactly what he was saying, was logistically, the chances of it ever happening again are slim to none. Because, I mean, they basically rolled out the red carpet with the military to get that done. I mean, how the fuck? There's nowhere. It was the coolest thing. You know what it was? It was like the Olympics of skydiving, because each sector, it was a color. It was a color event, just like women's record. Pink Jump for the Cause was color event, which, by the way, adds to the challenge. So, and each sector had their own little
like area, and so you had the Russians in one area. You know what I mean? You had like you had countries that are really at war, and they're side by side skydiving together. Just none of it made sense. But we speak the same language in the sky in free fall.
Yeah, well, that's one of the big themes that I've touched on the podcast before. Is that I've been very lucky to travel the world for the sport, and so have you. And countries and politics seem to fade away very, very quickly, and it all becomes about skydiving. Not to say that skydivers always get along, because skydivers brawl. There's skydivers that fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with where they're from, what the color of their skin is, or their religion. They hate them because they got cut off in this, or they took their slot. Or it has nothing to do with that bullshit political stuff and lines in the sand that mean nothing, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. The other cool thing about it, too, is we're in such a small sport as far as sports worldwide are concerned, but fuck, do we do cool shit with a lot of money. I mean, are you kidding?
You know what? I think the coolest thing about working at Perris over the years is it made me realize there's no size, shape, gender, nationality, or occupation.
No.
And I could line up, and I love this, I could line up a room of 80 skydivers, and nobody, non-jumper wise, would believe that not one of those people are jumpers.
Right.
They would never. Listen. On New Year's Day this year, I jumped with an 83-year-old man.
Yeah, how cool
Pat
is that?
Moorhead. Okay, now here's the best part. On his 80th birthday, he made 80 jumps.
On his 80th birthday.
I couldn't even do 80 jumps now.
No, hell no.
On his 80th birthday, he does 80 jumps. I was just blown away. And so this New Year's, he decided to jump once. And I think he's slowing down.
Sure.
And so he did
at
one.
85.
Yeah, he did one for, the day, for New Year's Day. And, but he was just adorable. And I just went, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's some cool shit.
It really
I've met
is.
some amazing people.
It's one of the coolest, it's the coolest sport ever as far as I'm concerned.
Here, I have a theory. Have you ever heard of Eckhart Tolle?
No.
He wrote a book. The book's called The Power of Now.
Okay, yeah.
Well, when are you the most present?
Oh, yeah. It's skydiving. Absolutely. Nothing else matters. Well, that's one of the reasons that I actually hung it up for a while, was when I found myself in free fall pissed off about something on the ground. And I went, whoa, how is my focus anywhere but right here? Maybe it's time to step back and take a break.
Wow.
Yeah, because it got to that point. But again, I was a full-time meat hauling thrower that was literally subject to Mother Nature's whims and DZO's whims and stuff like that. And that gets really tough to swallow.
It does burn out a lot of people, and you see it.
Yeah.
And it's just like when someone becomes a packer. I've also noticed that they kind of quit jumping, Well,
yeah.
It's work.
Yeah, absolutely. It becomes,
when they're off, they would like to be off. Yeah.
It takes that joy away from. Well, and that was the thing too. Is I would finish, flying for 10, 11 hours, or when I was still just jumping, I'd be jumping, every load all day long. Where the fuck do you think I'm not going to be on my day off?
Exactly.
No way in hell
That's
am I
too
going to
bad.
the drop zone. Yeah, and it took it away for a while, but the joy of it now is I got to come back being a fun jumper, not caring.
Right.
I don't care if I'm the best, because I know I'm not. I don't care if I can do all the cool things, because I know I can't.
You know what, Dino? I'm telling you, I'm a fan, and I know how talented you are at anything that you put your mind to.
Well, I appreciate that.
I think about you sometimes, like with the newer tunnels. You have to understand, people. We learned to fly in a 600 horsepower, burning ass hot.
Oh my God!
We were literally standing over a furnace because of the friction that came from standing above a DC-3 prop.
Yep.
While it was spinning, and so we went from 600 horsepower. I work in a tunnel that's 1,250 horsepower. The new tunnels, you could step in them and stand up.
Yeah.
And be flying, standing.
It's insane.
Yeah. It's just like, what?
It's scary.
The evolution of tunnels is so cool. It's pretty wild.
I remember, and I'm sure you'll remember too, we'd be working in the Vegas tunnel, in summertime, and it would get so fucking hot that we would run and hop the fence to jump in the pool of the motel behind it, literally completely underwater, get out dripping wet in cotton fucking sweatshirts and sweatpants, and then dive back in the tunnel and be dry in 30 seconds flat.
Yeah. Well, there's a moment in, everyone has these moments in their life where they think, and I remember being in the middle of summer, hot summer, and the craziest part is, of course, we would wear sweatpants and sweatshirts in there, not because we were told we had to, but we wanted to do a demo.
Yeah, we wanted to fly.
It was all about that glory moment, and we didn't care we were going to die.
Yeah.
And after I got off, instructing 10 people and doing my demo, I walk out the hall, everybody say goodbye to people, and then I would literally peel off everything and sit in front of a fan while my entire body, head to toe, throbbed.
Oh, yeah.
I was overheating.
Well, it became almost a badge of honor if you could make it through an entire 15-minute class.
Right.
Because you'd get assigned your class and you'd pray it's going to be a group of maybe 2, 3 people, because that's survivable.
Yeah.
But if you got 5 people in your class, that was 15 fucking minutes that you were literally standing in 140 degree Fahrenheit, minimum 140 degrees, blowing it. It was like flying a hairdryer. We had to wear fucking gloves because our fingernails would burn. Okay,
well, guess what I did?
Wait.
I went 180 degrees into freezing ass cold in a non-recirculating tunnel at 6 o'clock in the morning with the military, and so I went from burning hot to freezing cold.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy crap! Are you sure you want to fly?
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, you ended up helping guide a lot of the training and courses for Perris, because you guys were probably the first drop zone that started combining tunnel classes with actual skydiving.
And I just assumed that was the deal, but it actually wasn't initially. There was a fear that asking people to pay a little bit more to include the wind tunnel in the AFF program, and I actually finally convinced the owners, hey, look, let's just add 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 skydives each minute you fly in the tunnel. So 2 skydives to the AFF, lay them on the net, get them in the body position. And on the second one, try to actually put them in simulated door entrance or exit, from no wind, out, in, out, and into the wind. And we even started flying with them in the tunnel on that second. So yeah, that tunnel, the Perris Tunnel, by the way, first skydiving center to build a wind tunnel right on property. Yeah. It's still only one of 2 in the world on property, and it's perfect for skydiving.
Well, it's kind of funny because the tunnel did for me what I think it probably does for a lot of people that are transitioning towards skydiving. The instant I'm in the body position and I can feel it, okay, this is what I want. And I can feel, all right, why am I going towards the wall? And Rob Ogle was great. He taught me, if you think you're going to hit the wall, put your arms out to brace yourself, because guess what happens? The wind pushes you back into the wind. Okay, now you're backsliding. Well, stick your legs out like you're trying to push off the wall. You'll push back in. Yeah. And so that came very, very quickly. It takes very little time for anybody that's got even just a little bit of body awareness to realize this is how I kind of stay in the middle. It's very difficult to fly in a wind tunnel. Yeah. It's very difficult to fly in a wind tunnel and stay stable. But if you can stay even remotely stable in that wind tunnel and not fall out of the air in the Vegas column, then a skydive is easy by comparison. Yeah. The only difference is skydive has slightly stiffer consequences if you fuck everything up.
Well, I always tell people it doesn't make up for altitude awareness or canopy control.
No, of course not.
And every tunnel instructor I ever trained that wasn't a skydiver, when I went to take them on their first AFF, out the door going down the slide, I've already got my fingers straight telling them to get their legs out, because honestly, I noticed it in my own student video. My legs were like on my ass.
Of course.
And I was like, why is that? I didn't really backslide too much, but nonetheless, it's better for you to be in free fall with your legs extended. So I just expect it. I think it's because we just got used to having walls for reference.
Sure.
And in free fall, there's no reference except for your instructor. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it all becomes just, again, that body awareness and feeling, okay, this feels even. It's still...
it took them 3-4 years before they'd let me fly my board in that tunnel. Mind you, same diameter wind as Vegas, but this one had walls.
Yeah.
And they didn't want their walls to get scratched up, you know. And the truth is, I only ever did stay upright, and I never did try to do any barrel rolls or back.
Well, that was one of the more forgiving things about Vegas is it was such mushy air. You felt comfortable trying to throw those tricks, and you had big puffy blue pads. You know, I mean, I would go
Still
tracking.
is a good tunnel for turning people skysurf.
Absolutely. You know,
I tried convincing them; they just won't go for it. But anyway.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, I think that's more of a tourist attraction at this point, anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's the fun house version of tunnel flying by comparison.
Yeah.
Well, now here's something, and I'm sure you've seen it, but you and I had talked about it ages ago, and a number of people in Vegas had talked about how cool it would have been in Vegas.
I know what you're going to say.
Oh, of course you do. With all the Cirque du Soleil shows in Las Vegas, if you haven't ever been to Vegas, the best show in town is, if it's a Cirque show, it's going to be the best show in town. There's like 5 fucking Cirque du Soleil shows there. But we had multiple conversations of how amazing it would be to have a tunnel on stage and be able to do these things for a Cirque show. It was just noise level prohibited. And now, I remember maybe a year ago seeing the Peter Pan video of somebody actually fucking doing it on stage, and was trying to decide whether or not I should throw my computer off my balcony and rage, or just be amazed that somebody had actually done it.
Well, yeah, they think they're the first.
Not a chance. Motherfuckers, you are so not the first. Trust me.
I know, it's funny. But not surprising. And it's hard. It's hard to be here going, yeah, we actually had that already. And
I thought of the iPhone before Steve.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Exactly.
Oh, but it's time.
Yeah.
In fact, I just recently was shown a video of 2 freestylists in tandem, or next, synchronized swimming.
Right.
But in the new 32-foot tunnel.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And I was just like, yep, there it is. You know, and I knew that was where it was going to go in the future. But I guess I had some things up my sleeve that I think can happen still.
I remember joking around years ago saying that eventually it's just going to be a big wind tunnel. You'll hop in the one tunnel and you'll fly up to altitude, track out of the wind tunnel, free fall, and then track back into the tunnel. They'll turn the power back up, and it's just this big recirculating tunnel.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. But no, you're right. The thing is that as cool as skydiving is, and as cool as body flight is in the tunnel, everything's better with music.
Sure.
Everything's better as a show. And Cirque du Soleil was approached.
Oh yeah.
And because they were bringing it right out to the streets, and we're like, yeah, you could do a wind tunnel. But the truth is, it was ahead of its time.
Sure.
The concept, and don't think they haven't still had that in the back of their mind, and it could still happen.
Sure.
You know?
Well,
and I want to perform there. Hello, anybody in the world of Cirque du Soleil, I want to just fly out on my board. In fact, here's what I've always seen: 2 boards, just so you know. One in black, surfer,
right,
and one in white.
See? I mean,
the battle on the boards. I so want to do that.
It would be ridiculous. I mean, I remember
with
watching
the right music.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Well,
real dramatic.
That's the coolest thing, and I mean, one of the funnest things about working in Flyaway, as long as we did, was flying our little demo flights that the staff would get to do, and seeing the amazed looks of the faces of people in the gallery.
It's all about that.
Was always so cool, and we ended up almost taking it for granted how fucking cool human body flight is, and to watch someone that's really good. Now, it's funny for me now, being an old dog in the tunnel, watching the kids that are flying now and how they're flying in the tunnel, and I'm not upset that they're that fucking good. I'm in awe. I mean, I am blown away at what they do, and I sit and I watch them. It's not even like I'm watching them going, God, I wish I could do that. It's me watching them going, I'm so happy somebody's doing that.
I know that. You know what, Dino, you're right, 100%. And these little, I mean, that's what's cool about being a judge. Yeah. Is that, no shit, the jaw drop moment happened for me when I got to judge Dynamic. And Dynamic was brand new, and this was 2014 Challenge Cup in Bedford, England.
Okay.
And I literally, these kids that were flying were on their heads. I just was like, oh my gosh, it's arrived.
Yeah.
It's here. And that was 2014.
Well, see, that's the funny thing is you and I and Sammy Popov and that whole crew that were in Vegas when we were, those are the things that we were dreaming about. I mean, that's the reason that Sammy came up with the harness and acrobatic ring. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, the wind in Las Vegas was so mushy that you could not fly head down. The best you could do was almost an L-shaped carve.
Yeah.
And we'd all got pretty good at that, but that was as close as head down as you could get. So he got one of these acrobatic rings that the acrobats would train in and literally had webbing cables running from the walls of the tunnel so that you were on your head, but you were being at least 50% supported by this harness system and using the air to fly around a little bit.
Yeah.
We were daydreaming with that. But we were seeing the future.
That thing made me so sick.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's when in free fall, when you're doing a helicopter and you're spinning so fast, the truth is there's no reference.
Right.
So it's, you don't even feel it.
Right.
But when you're inside a building, and if you open your eyes and you're spinning, and it's like an Orbitron, man, it's like,
So do you remember the tunnel flight that you and I did that is responsible for 2 major surgeries I've had?
No, sorry.
The one and only time we did
that's a bummer.
The death spin.
Yeah.
So you lay down.
We
lay down on our backs, heads on the opposite side.
Oh my gosh.
You grabbed my left leg. I grabbed your left leg.
And it's 1, 2.
Yeah, the fan turns on to full speed, and you're both kind of balled up a little bit, and then you go flat, and we each stuck out our right arm and spun like a helicopter and did this death spin and hung on as long as we possibly could. And of course, when you let go, centrifugal force wins, and we both thunk to the wall on the opposite side, and I took it on the shoulder. I've had 2 fucking surgeries.
You're right.
From the shredded shoulder.
Well, I have to tell you, I've not done that one in the 12-foot tunnel, but that would be fun.
Yeah, I'd rather do it in that 30-something foot tunnel so you got time to stop.
Right? Yeah, I don't think people do that one.
I don't think so.
See, no.
Yeah, it was the whatever spin of death, and I definitely got bit by that one.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Have you had any injuries in skydiving?
So where's the wood? I hate making statements. Wood.
Yeah, there you go. There's some wood.
So the truth is, I have been really fortunate, and no, my body's intact for this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I got mine out of the way early because I busted my leg at 27 jumps. Oh my
gosh, yeah.
And then I think the only other break I've had was I busted my tailbone when I had thousands of jumps.
Doing tandems or no?
No. I had taken like 5 months off of jumping, and I was signing my buddy off to fly jumpers in the 182. And when I was signing him off, I jumped out, and I hadn't been on my sport canopy in ages, and was on a Velo 96 and hooked it like I'd been on it the day before.
Oh my gosh!
Stayed on the rears too long, stalled it out, and landed on my ass.
Oh no!
Yeah, at high speed and broke my tailbone. Yeah. Yeah,
no,
so
thank you.
That was when I ended up in the hospital, and the first question the doctor asked when she found out it was a skydiving accident was, "Oh my God, did your parachute not open?" And I went, "Have you got to be my doctor, or can I have one that is a fucking brain?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is all that happened.
I hit the ground without a parachute from 13,000 feet, and I just broke my tailbone. You fucking moron. Anyway, so as we move forward in the sport and we move forward in tunnel and all that stuff, what do you see coming? What's the big thing coming next?
Yeah. So innovation is still available. I also see, which is really already happening, but. Just like I know for a fact that body flight will end up in the Olympics.
Yeah. Oh, it's going
It's kind of behind. It's already been approached. They've, kind of turned it down, but it's just a matter of time. The thing is, of course, is that it's having a facility that can be used, which I think maybe now we have that.
Sure.
And the public be able to see it. So, music, color, light, sound.
Yeah.
Synchronized flying. Dynamic's cool, but even dynamic needs to have music.
Sure.
And anything that has music and a routine is going to definitely win the spectators' interest. And, because once again, flying is really cool, but only for a little while unless you have some sort of something else that's exciting. So I see that. And the other thing is I see, believe it or not, as I see it, I call it the future sport. All right, people, mark my words. If I can get it done, but there's going to be a new future sport. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I can't really tell you more details.
All right.
But
I like mystery.
Yeah.
I like mystery.
No.
I agree with you in regard to the music thing. And looking back in the day, of course, we didn't have little earbuds that you could put in and listen to tunes while you're jumping or flying in the tunnel. But every jump that we ever did, what's the first fucking thing we did with the video? You put music to it.
Yeah.
And depending on the music you chose, it changed the tone of the video.
Completely.
You know, I mean, you could put something dramatic and all of a sudden this video is like, oh my God. Or then you put something funny and now it's very entertaining and light. And it was amazing how music, just a song, could change the way a video looked.
Yeah.
In such dramatic fashion. And I figured that out very quickly when I started editing every video for Skydive Las Vegas when I was shooting video there, because I made an extra $5 a jump.
Right.
You know, so I'd spend the 2 hours after the day was done jumping, editing nothing but videos. And I realized quite quickly, depending on what song I put on, the video was so much fucking cooler if you had a really badass song for it.
Right.
So I 100% agree with you, especially with stuff like the tunnel. Being able to choreograph to music is ridiculous.
Well, you see it with lighting too.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it's a show. So I had, I actually, I don't know if you know this, but I put on 2 or 3 tunnel shows at Perris.
Wow.
You know, and I kind of like knew that I had a captive audience when we do 100 ways, and we had over 100 people in the house.
Yeah, they're gonna go.
I'd invite them to come up, and in fact, I did one was our Spooktacular, and it was it's still, if you went to YouTube and typed in Perris Spooktacular. But I flew my board in the tunnel wearing a skeleton costume, for example.
Nice.
And then so I had probably about 8 different little acts.
Right.
And I did I got a 4-way group to come and show off, and the free flyers to show off, and we did pylon flying. You know, where we had 2 guys standing there. And whatever flyball, I brought the flyball in. You know, so take all that and add LEDs to them.
Oh, nice.
That's being done.
Yeah.
It's now being done, but they think they're the first.
So, of course.
Hey, you guys, I have to tell you, you're not the first. But it's cool, and I'm loving it. I'm just telling you, you're not the first.
You always had a flair for production stuff like that. I mean, we were talking earlier this evening about the fact that you threw a baby shower for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How my ex hated you for that. Don't worry, she won't listen to this. I don't care if she does anyway.
Right. Bailey, we celebrated Bailey.
Yep.
First guy shower I ever gave, that's for sure. It was
but
all
it was
guys
so cool.
and me.
Yeah, it was so cool. I remember that vividly. Yeah, so you always had a flair for doing stuff like that, for sure. So as things wrap up, I always ask all my guests the same thing. You're talking to somebody that's just thinking about or just getting into the sport.
Yeah.
Or you're talking about somebody that doesn't know if it's time to hang it up or not.
Yeah.
What advice do you have to give to either of those groups?
Wow. Either, I would say, if it's a newbie, I would just say that there's nothing better than the feeling of flying your body, and that's indoor or outdoor. It's body flight, and body flight is a very unique thing. If you just think about it, airplanes, fixed wings, or whatever, they have one direction, and we can fly every axis of our body. And then you can change the orientation. You know, the body follows the head. So there's nothing like that feeling of weightless, zero gravity body flight. Yeah.
Nice.
And being in the moment. Remember what I said? There's, Eckhart Tolle was talking about the power of now. Well, it's because when you're in the moment, you have the most peace.
Sure. Now, what about the people that are fighting
Getting
burnout
out.
like I did?
You know what? I think it's okay to take time off. I do think that what's great about a wind tunnel is that you don't have to jump out of an airplane. You can feel body flight once again.
Sure.
So it's a great alternative, and I love seeing people come back.
Sure.
And the reasons are legitimate as to why they quit. But what I've seen with the new resurrected skydivers is, guess what? That demographic, which is usually people that are, I don't know, say 40, 50 years old, they're either just got divorced or they're retiring.
Right.
They have time and they have money, and they forgot what they didn't know, or what it was about skydiving that brought them back, or
Sure.
Gave them that excitement, and all of a sudden they find themselves back in a community.
Sure.
And you know what? They're living.
You were just telling me about this
SRA.
new group, SRA. So yeah, you've got Pops,
Yeah.
which luckily nobody's ever done for me. We'll both be staring at SOS here, not too far down in the future.
Yeah.
But SRA, what is
So
SRA?
SRA is Skydiver Resurrection Award,
Okay.
and basically, there's a group of skydivers that there's a Facebook page. And I actually have been talking about profiling some of these SRAs in maybe parachutists.
Sure.
But anyway, all that to say, they are, if you've been out of the sport for 10 years, is basically the amount of years that they require, you are eligible to come back and you get an award. And basically they calculate it based on the day that you stopped, the date, and the date that you come back. And then they take those numbers, and that is your number, your new membership number or award number. So it's cool, and they have a cool patch, and it's a Phoenix.
Nice.
They took a Phoenix and they put
Rises
a rig
from
on
the ashes,
and
yeah.
they put a rig on his back, and yeah, isn't that cool? And so, these people though, I have to tell you, they're kids in a candy store. They come back to life. They literally come back to life.
Sure.
And it's just so cool to
Well,
see
now,
that.
you just, and the reason that I asked is you just finished up a pretty spectacular trip with an SRA award recipient.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go?
Yeah, Dylan Smith just came back in the sport, and no shit, the guy's done like 600 jumps in like 2 years back in the sport, and he's hitting everything you could possibly. So the first, Rich Grimm does these tsunami boogies, which are amazing, and this year was Maldives. So we literally just got back from the Maldives, jumping into the amazing, just the view is like nothing you could ever imagine.
You guys are staying in cabins on stilts in this crystal clear blue-gray water, like a quarter mile from the fucking runway.
Yeah, with honestly, the food, I mean, it's resort. It's resort, off the hook resort. You eat and drink. It's crazy for skydivers. Are you kidding? It's like, what?
Nice.
You're going to do what? And allow skydivers to do what? And yeah, nonstop party.
Well, as soon
and
as
then
you
jump.
said you guys had a resort with a fucking all-inclusive open bar for a bunch of skydivers, fuck
Yeah,
me.
yeah, and a place to go at night. You don't have to get in a car.
Yep.
But anyway, all that to say, Rich Grimm is an amazing man who has succeeded in putting on the most amazing boogies in skydiving at some of the most amazing locations.
Destination skydiving.
And boy, do I feel grateful for getting an opportunity. Thank you, Dylan Smith, for allowing me to accompany you to such a beautiful, incredible place.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's it.
Now, as we wrap things up, how do they get a hold of Mary Tortomasi if they want to do coaching with you? They want to hear more about sky surfing, all that. Is there social media? Is there a drop zone? Is there a website?
So Mary at Skydive Paris.
Cool.
You're all welcome to come to Paris. It is, I like to say, we are Disneyland to skydivers from all over the world. And so that's Mary at Skydive Paris. Or I can bodyfly
Nice.
at Gmail.
Nice.
Yep. And I love working with people. So
AFF coaching in the tunnel,
Yeah.
potentially sky surf coaching?
you know what? That's actually on the horizon and 100% open to it.
Fucking rock and roll.
Definitely. Yeah. So that's it.
I'll tell you what, this is amazing. 12 years, I think it's been, close to 12 years since we've been face-to-face.
Yeah.
And a lot longer than that since we started skydiving together.
You know what? I think we look pretty good.
Damn right we do.
Right?
We're fucking, come on. Yeah.
No, for real. I
completely
If you would have
agree.
told me 20 years ago, this is where we'd be and what we'd be doing.
Right?
Yeah, it's good. I think we both have been very blessed.
Oh, no. Lucky as can possibly be. I can't, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, I couldn't imagine having done it any other way. And it's been just no plan. Holy shit, I can't believe this is happening type of stuff. So here's for another 30 years of that same shit.
Hey, I have to tell you what you guys, one really cool thing that just happened to me, and then I'll end with that.
Yeah.
Skydiving has definitely given me some crazy opportunities, and one of the opportunities I just got is I got the opportunity to be the first female flying Elvis, and as part of the Flying Elvis demo team, and we got to do a cool event sponsored by the guy who owns the Pro Bass Shops. This guy, talk about a humble man, but anyway, he paid for this whole really cool event for the people, the Bohemian people in out there in the Bahamas, who had went through horrible storms last year, really bad.
Sure.
So gave him Christmas, basically.
Nice.
Christmas in paradise, and we got to jump in. And I was wearing that
Epic, yeah.
And the truth is, it was in honor of a friend who just passed. He longtime Flying Elvis dude, Barney.
Yeah.
And I was wearing Barney's suit, and it was bittersweet, really. But it was a cool opportunity. That's what skydiving does.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. Jimmy
Cool
Dolan, one of the current Flying Elvis.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Right
yeah.
there next to my other brother, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Johnny
Yeah.
Utah still
Yeah.
Flying Elvis.
Oh, Utah. I mean, it was surreal. It was like, what?
Oh,
I get to do what?
I was lucky a bunch of years back because you remember when I was flying for Vegas Extreme, I was jumping for Vegas Extreme and I did the dating story.
Yes.
Skydive and the by the way, what fucking network is that?
What network? I don't know.
I forget what network. Life Unscripted was the fucking catchphrase for it. Fuck you, it's scripted. They put me with a radio DJ that had a face for radio, and to put me on a date with her and tried to make it. Oh, there was such bullshit.
Oh no, that's funny.
Yeah, and basically it was just so I'd go out and make a skydive. But I ended up doing a jump with the Flying Elvis. So I take her on a tandem, chuck the drogue, and then the entire Flying Elvis team comes in and builds around.
Oh
on
no
us.
way!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a memory.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's the deal, people. Dino and I could go on and on and on. Sorry, I hope we didn't bore you too much.
No, not at all.
This was cool.
Some funny fucking
It's really
stories.
cool.
Well, and again, it's been so long. I mean,
Yep.
we started together.
Yeah.
Silver
I know.
medal sitting
I know.
right
That's
there.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
we
amazing.
did it. Oh, Mary, I love you.
I love you too.
Absolutely. So incredible to get you on the podcast. Hopefully, next time I have you on, you're going to be able to tell me about this new something that's
Future
coming.
sport.
I want to hear.
Yeah. Sounds
Guys,
good, buddy.
Thank you so much for joining in on the podcast, Mary. Thank you so much for being here.
That was awesome.
Absolutely
Thanks.
amazing.
Okay.
Take care.
Ciao.
All right, that's another edition of Lunatic Fringe Into the Void in the Can, brought to you, of course, by the greatest magazine in the known universe. That's Blue Skies Magazine. Head to blueskiesmag.com. If you're a photographer, send them your pictures. They like printing that shit. If you've got a story, put pen to paper. If they'll print the shit that I write, trust me, they'll take your good stories. Hit them up. Also, you're going to want to subscribe to the magazine. If you don't, you can get any back issues and you can get all kinds of cool swag from them as well. blueskiesmag.com. For me, I am the fucking pilot. You'll find me on thefuckingpilot.net, which is where you can get both of the books that I've written. That's the Fucking Pilot book for Blue Skies Magazine. That's the previously published issues that they put together. And The Accidental Stripper. Both of those are available in both print and digital. And if I ever actually get off my ass and do it, The Accidental Stripper is going to be an audiobook as well. Again, this was another edition of Lunatic Fringe. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you next time.